Thanks for downloading the Encyclopedia Hip Hop Podcast. I'm eclectic. Look, on the website, but more importantly now on the podcast, I'm going to be counting down the top 50 hip hop story rhymes. Now, this is only going to be the gold and silver era. Any story, rhymes, or songs that's come out in 2000 and 2000, I'm not dealing with those. We're talking about the classics. So obviously the podcasts are going to be short. Every now and then I'm just going to throw in. So this is going to be number 50. You know, a couple of podcasts from now will be 49, so on and so on, till we get to number 1. And number 1 is not what you think it is. So you got to stick around and see. Number 50 is I Cram to Understand You by MC Lyte. Now, if you've heard the podcast the day before about MC Lyte, Lyte as a default, you know that I have my own opinions about MC Lyte and her songs, her song choices, her discography, the whole thing. But I consider I Cram to Understand You the 50th best of the golden silver era hip hop story rhymes. It was on Light as a Rock, 1988, the greatest year in hip hop. Produced by Audio 2. Shouts to Milk and Giz. Now, this is the story. This is a story about Lyte and some man named Sam she met at Empire. So that's a disco, and she met him in 1981. His brother Barry introduced him. She thought he was cute, but he also had a clam head. Listen, I'm telling you the story from how it goes in the song. Anyway, he had just broken up with his girlfriend. So this is what I'm doing on this show. On the show, I am humorously breaking down how these stories go, because some stories is dope and other stories you just what. So anyway, he had just broke up with his girlfriend Terry, so I guess he was on the market. They hit it off that night, and later on went back to MC Lyte's place, which, you know, she meets a guy and takes him back to her place. That's a switch, you know, first night, but that happens. And they watched TV while they were drinking some Reuniti on ice. This is a classy woman, this Atlanta Moore. Reuniti on ice at her spot. Had to do that. Anyway, he tried to smash because he's a guy. He tried to smash, but she didn't let him. Right? A month later, she finally went to Sam's spot. She waited a whole month to let him over her place the first night. The 80s were incredible. When she went over Sam's house, it was a girl on the couch. He said it was his cousin. We already know how this is going. Barry agreed, but then later snitched on him. So Barry was the brother of Sam, and Barry said, nah, that's his cousin. Later on, said, you know, that wasn't his cousin. Anyway, they stayed together, and then they went to a club called Deuce, and Sam knew everybody at Club Deuce. You know, the dopes, the pushers, the addicts, everybody. That's a line that Nas used later on in one of his songs. But anyway, at this point, Lyte's cousin told her that Sam was hanging out with a Miss C. Basically, Lyte was like, alright, get out of me and my man's business. I don't know anything about a Miss C, whatever. So later on, he started getting thin. He lost weight, and said it was exercise. Though Lyte figured that he was lying, he also started asking MC Lyte for money. She hooked him a few times, but then he kept asking, and she got fed up, and she ended the relationship, got rid of him. Got rid of Sam. Afterwards, she kept seeing him at Empire. Remember, that was where they met. It was disco. and he was pushing up on women, trying to smash and trying to get money. And then they later found out that Miss C was actually crack. So Sam was on crack. He was a crackhead. So she says in the song, and as for this girl, Miss C, oh well, I was shocked as hell when I heard Samuel. And she said, when your homeboys told me, I almost went whack that the girl you was addicted to, her name was crack. It's a pretty dope story. But here's my issue. Her cousin, who said that, hey, Sam's been hanging out with Miss C, could just said crack. Why was her cousin put her out there like that? You could just be like, yo, your man's on crack. What is this Miss C that was unnecessarily cryptic? There was no reason for that. Now, so my next question is Sam, right? So Sam the crackhead, who she met at a club, took him home the first day, hung out with him, he started getting thin, asked for money, she tricked off on him, he was on crack. Okay, got it. She broke up with him. Cool. My question is, was this before or after Paper Thin? Because Sam also had to hit the road, if you remember that song. So did he have to hit the road? Did they get back together? Did he have to hit the road again? Or was the hit the road when she found out he was on crack? I don't know. This is the thing that I had to say about Lyte and her songs and her lyrics. Who knows? Anyway, that was the story. I crammed to understand you. And now, of course, I'm going to play the song so you can listen to it. Thank you for downloading the podcast. In the meantime, in between time, hip hop.